Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're all doing well this morning. My name is Devin Carrington. I'm going to be your master of ceremonies this this morning. Sorry, I'm nervous. I'm also assistant director here in residential programs and also a Chimes super fan. I used to live and work down in Collegetown, so I spent a lot of times walking to North Campus listening to the Chimes. And so it was my great pleasure and honor to be here and serve as your MC for this event, this celebration of the Chimes. So welcome to the Cornell Chimes Sesquicentennial celebration. I'm so glad you all can join us this morning, and I would like to introduce Michelle Vaith.
Well, hi, everyone, and happy homecoming. I'm Michelle Vaith. I'm class of 1998 from the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, and I am so thrilled to be back in the Cornell community as the new Associate Vice President for Alumni Affairs. And I couldn't be more thrilled than to be kicking off homecoming with you here today at this celebration. When I think about the Chimes, they are one of the consistent experiences that every single Cornell student and alum has a story about. We all know what they sound like, we all know what they mean, and we all have enjoyed them in some way throughout our experience as a student and when we come back to campus. I started in this new position about 3 months ago, and on my first day in the office, I was meeting with my new boss in his office in Day Hall. And as I walked in for the meeting, the Chimes were announcing the time, and I literally got chills. It brings me back, it brings me toward the future, and it's just such a wonderful thing to celebrate. And when I knew I was going to be joining you here today, I put the call out to my team to say, tell me about what are your Chimes experiences. And here's just a few of them. One person said, well, I remember dragging myself up Libe Slope to an early morning class, only to find that when I heard In the Mood playing on the Chimes, I could walk a little bit faster. I thought that one was great. Another said they remember listening to the bells ring out in memory of classmates who were lost in Vietnam. Another said their favorite thing was enjoying listening to the alma mater on the first warm spring day, standing right here on Ho Plaza. And still others spoke about hearing the Chimes as they walked out of Sage Chapel on their wedding day. So there are so many wonderful stories about how the Chimes are interwoven in our student experience, in our alumni experience, and in our life experience as Cornellians and family members of Cornellians. So welcome here today. Have a wonderful Sesquicentennial celebration, and go Big Red!
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. Picture this. Okay, the year is 1868, and the place we are standing now is a muddy hill and a dream. A dream of a university where any person can find instruction in any study. None of the buildings that you see right now have been built. We are standing on the pastures of Ezra Cornell's farm. On the eve of Cornell's opening, with just 2 university buildings ready, Jenny McGraw visits A.D. White and asks how she can support this exciting new endeavor. Imagine for a moment the many needs a new school might have. And yet, what did Professor Andrew Dixon White request? A chime. A set of 9 bells to ring out over the new campus. And less than 2 weeks later, those bells arrived, shipped from the Manili Bell Foundry in Watervliet, New York, across the Erie Canal and down Cayuga Lake by barge. They were installed in time for the university's opening ceremonies on October 7th, 1868. Those were the first bells of the Cornell Chimes. Of course, there wasn't a building to put them in, so the bells were installed in a temporary wooden structure on the ground close to where they are played today. At the opening ceremonies of the university, the Chimes played the hymn Old 100 and the march Hail Columbia. Hail Columbia was the unofficial national anthem of the United States at that time, as the Star-Spangled Banner would not yet become our official anthem for another 63 years. I was expecting applause. You're gonna help me. Thank you. Especially show some love to the Chimes masters. I'm gonna go off script. When I was at rehearsal and saw this happen, I didn't know what the machine looked like. I didn't know what the instrument was. I think it's the coolest and most star-stricken thing that ever happened to me. So thank you to the Chimes masters, and thank y'all for that warm applause. Thank you. So from the start, the Chimes have been a regular part of the campus routine. In the earliest days, they were played 5 times each day. 6 a.m. for reveille, 7:45 for chapel call, 1:15 for dinner, 4 p.m. for drill call, and for a tattoo at 9:30 p.m. $20, someone tells me what tattoo means. Those residents on West Campus can be thankful that the Chimes are now played 3 times each day, starting at 7:45 a.m. each weekday morning. There are 3 Cornell songs played today that Chimes masters have been playing daily since the 1800s. Cornell's alma mater is played the end of each afternoon concert. Every evening concert ends with the evening song, and every morning concert begins with a piece called the Jenny McGraw Rag, which was named after our benefactor and which was inspired by A.D. White's love of the change ringing he heard in his travels abroad. Pure athleticism is what that is. That is awesome. The bells were frequently used in Cornell's early days to cheer on our sports teams and celebrate their victories. This homecoming weekend, you will hear many songs that have been a part of Cornell for more than a century. There's Give My Regards to Davy, which was written in 1905. And how about My Old Cornell? As time went on, bells were added to the instrument, a few at a time. Over the years, the chime grew to its current total of 21 bells. As the number of bells increased and the musical range expanded, it became possible to play many more songs in a variety of musical keys. Having the bells tuned in 1999 also increased the musical options substantially. The dog's excited. As you walk past the tower, you might notice that the Chimes masters often coordinate their song choices with events on campus. They play spooky music for Halloween and love songs for weddings and Valentine's Day. Pomp and Circumstance is a graduation day staple, and it is not all uncommon to hear the following song played during exams, my personal favorite. My first time walking through campus and hearing that, I was like, is that Wizard of Oz? Where am I? It was awesome. But this being Ithaca, it should be no surprise that the Chimes masters frequently find themselves commenting musically on the weather. One of the most requested songs in the music files is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. It's really perfect for any type of Ithaca weather, as the sun always seems to be just about to come out. While it's fun to play Let It Snow in the middle of a heat wave, or the Imperial March from Star Wars during the graduation processional, not all events around us invite amusing commentary from the tower. Over the years, the Chimes Masters have found their regular daily concerts provide solace in times of national turmoil and mourning. From World Wars I and II to the civil unrest of the 1960s, through the tragedy of September 11th, the chimes have often been rung to let the people of Cornell and Ithaca know that they are not alone in their anger, their fear, or their sorrow. That was Imagine by John Lennon, a song written in 1971, but still relevant to many listeners today. Here are excerpts from some more of the Chimes' greatest hits. Some may have been popular decades ago, but still strike a chord with listeners today. As you listen to these pieces, think back to which ones speak to you. Just choreography, everything just blows my mind. I need a minute. So the chimes serve so many functions for our campus. Yes, they operate as literal clock, marking the passing of the days with their quarterly hours and daily serenades. But the chimes also amplify the pulse of the campus, acknowledging those moments when we are excited or pensive, joyful or in need of a well-earned break. They help us celebrate our victories, and they mourn our losses with us. Most importantly, the chimes have been one of the most constant institutions in the history of Cornell, filling the campus with music since those opening ceremonies in 1868, and reminding us daily of the traditions and experiences that unite all Cornellians. This weekend, alumni chimes masters from around the country have come back to campus to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the chimes. There are chimes masters here representing every decade from the 1950s through today. If you're our chimes master, would you please raise your hands right now so we can give you all a big round of applause and thank you. That's awesome. Now, please join me, together with two other musical institutions, the Cornell University Chorus and Glee Club, in wishing the chimes a very happy 150th birthday, with hopes that the next 150 years will have as many wonderful memories as the last. We're all going to sing Happy Birthday, Dear Chimes, followed by the alma mater, with a great big thank you to the Glee Club and the chorus for leading the way. Are y'all here? Where y'all at? Yeah? All right. It's on you. Thank you, Chorus and Glee Club. Thank you to the Cornell Chimes Masters. And thank you to all of you here, our listeners, our alum. Awesome homecoming weekend. Have a great weekend. Stay dry, stay warm, stay hydrated. Whatever you need to do to stay happy this weekend, please do that, okay?